How's it going, everyone? And this video is how to start and stop on a hill. So let's say you're on a hill just like I am. Whenever you want to go to take off, what I recommend doing is you hold on to the rear brake with your right foot, your left foot is down flat. And when you want to go forward, you need to raise the RPM, get a little bit of gas, and you hold it as you ease out the clutch. So a couple of mistakes people do is you don't give it enough throttle, or you release the clutch too fast. Without giving enough throttle, the bike will probably die or just stall. And if you release the clutch too quickly, the bike will stall. So you have to raise the RPM, slowly start to ease out the clutch. The bike is going to want to go, and then you ease off the rear brake to allow you to move forward. Check it out. So right now I'm in first gear, rear brake only. Every bike, the rear brake can hold you still. Let's check it out, no front brake. Stop with the rear brake only. So you raise the RPM, the bike is going to want to try to go, so you have to keep that RPM nice and high. Remember, you could raise the RPM up pretty good, 3,000-4,000 RPM, and hold it there. You start to ease it out, the bike wants to go, and then you ease out the rear brake. You let go of the rear brake very slowly, cause you to go forward. But the key thing is you have to keep power going to the bike because you're on a hill, right? So I want to have the cameraman walk up there a little bit, maybe a little bit to that where that shadow is to the tree, and I want to go up and then stop right next to you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not even going to use the front brake. I'm just going to roll up, pull in the clutch, and only stop with the rear brake just to show it's powerful enough to hold you and the bike on a hill. Listen for the bike. So I was looking at my RPM to make sure what I'm at. So I'm at 3,000 or so to get going. But as I start to ease out the clutch, right, I'm on a hill, I raised it up to about 4,000 and gave myself power, and eased off the rear brake. I'll have the cameraman go back up to the white stop sign or the little mailbox up here, and I'll start and go and start and go. So I'll stop twice and I'll go up there and so you can see it again. Of course, when you're stopping, you can use the front brake also if you want to, but I was only using the rear brake to stop just to prove that the rear brake is strong enough to hold you still on the hill. Even if I pull in the clutch, right, if I let go of the rear brake, I'm gonna go backwards, but the rear brake is strong enough to hold you. So stop with both brakes if you want to, but when you go to take off, the reason why I recommend holding yourself still with the rear brake, if you try to hold on to the front brake and give it gas, that takes a lot and some people's hands aren't big enough. You don't have to try to do both of these at once. Hold yourself still and give it throttle. So you can kind of forget about the front brake while you're starting off. The rear brake only holds you still. Raise the RPM, ease out the clutch until you feel the bike wanting to go. Keep the throttle, ease off that rear brake, and then you can go. So you can stay here. I'm gonna take off and go uphill. And I'm gonna turn around and go back down, and then I'll come back and start and stop, just so you can see. Because you gotta practice this stuff, right? brake only. So like anything else, find yourself a hill like this where there's not much traffic and just practice start and go, start and go. If you stall the bike, no big deal. As long as you have your hand on your foot on the brake, you're not going to go anywhere. It's okay. Maybe not find a hill this extreme, that's pretty steep, but maybe a slight hill just to kind of practice. But do that a bunch of times, 10 times. Start and go, start and go, start and go, start and go. Turn around, go back down the hill. Start and go, start and go, start and go. Just do that over and over again. After 10 times of doing that, you'll be fine with the hills, no problem. Now let's say you go to the top of the hill and that's the stop sign. Right? Say I'm at a stop sign right here, and now you have to turn right or left. The same rules apply. Raise the RPM, start to ease out the clutch, relax on the rear brake, ease off the rear brake, and take yourself. Once you start taking off and you get momentum, then just turn and take the turn like normal. There's nothing real different. But just to show you that, in case you want to see it, up at the top right here, there's a left-hand turn. So I'll stop acting like there's a stop sign, then I'll take off and do an immediate sharp turn to the left. So now the cameraman has to get another workout and go back up there. There you go.
How far?
Right where that black mailbox is. There we go, everyone. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of what to go practice and how to do it. So go find yourself a hill and get to it. See you guys later. How's it going, everyone? So just for fun, I just recorded a how to start and stop on a hill video. And but right now, this is a really steep hill. I'm just gonna do some figure eights on a hill real quick, just for fun to practice. And I'll give you a couple tips on how I'm doing this. So the cameraman will, maybe you can stand in the wood chips a little bit to try to get the best angle. But if you want to come check out this hill, it's Loring Street in Pacific Beach. It's a really steep hill. So in order to do stuff like this, I recommend be absolutely 100% confident on flat. That's first. And then it just requires a lot more raising of the RPM and holding it there. You just heard the bike, slipping the clutch, and a lot more rear brake. Because going up, you know, the bike wants to tip down, so I have to kind of lean it the opposite way. But if I don't have power going to the bike at all times, I'm just slipping the clutch. If you feel like the bike wants to fall, like a couple times it did, ease out the clutch because I always have power. When I raised the RPM, I was like at 3,000 RPM, just holding it there the whole time. But that was my first time trying this right now. I haven't done something like this in a long time, but it's okay. You master something on the flat, going on an angle, it's not that big of a deal. A little bit more RPM, a little bit more rear brake, no big deal. There you go, set up practice. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at MotoJitsu Club, and check out my website, MotoJitsu.com, for all the merchandise. Right, and you can pick up my books as well if you want. See you guys later.